Today we're going to do a video on Far Cry 6 on the Steam Deck, and to start it off when we're using 800p at the lowest settings. So going to options and then video. Here we are at 800p and at the lowest preset. Not too bad. Sadly, the game doesn't really save your progress from Ubisoft Connect to the Steam version of the game, so I have to start fresh again. But I played for a good hour on the Steam Deck and it ran pretty well. But yeah, I was getting around 40 FPS on average. Actually a very good experience, surprisingly. How do I get off the source? Is it X? Yeah, it is. But we had some dips into the 30s, around the mid 30s, and occasionally the low 30s. But that was very rare, so I think, again, on average, it was around 40 to 45 FPS, which is honestly a great start. Also, I've gotten a new mic, so this should sound more clear, hopefully. Not sure how the sound quality is overall from the other one, but from the small amount of time that I've actually tested it, it does sound more clear and better, which is a good thing. I'm pretty sure once we actually set the farm on fire, the FPS will fall down into the 30s, but I'm not sure how far or how low it can go. But so far, as you guys can see, we're sitting in the 40s very easily. The game looks great, runs great as well. So honestly, I'm pretty happy with it. Here we go. Uh oh, I'm putting myself on fire. Oh no. Yep, falling down to the 30s now. Honestly, the high 30s, that is still quite impressive. Not too bad after all, actually. I thought it was going to fall into the low 30s, but it doesn't. The lowest is like the mid 30s, which is fine. Alright, and now playing at the medium settings. Here we are with that. Looking good. Not too bad. We're getting around 40 FPS in the jungle. But I'm guessing at this point, the FPS should fall down into the low 30s as we burn down the farm. Now, the game's overall quality is honestly very similar to the low settings, and to be honest, on the small screen of the Steam Deck, not a major jump. Playing at the low settings looks great, medium settings again looks great as well, but we are losing some performance over it. If you want to play at 30 FPS or a mid 30s experience, then play at medium settings, but if you rather play at 40, then you can use the low settings. But I guess in a second I'll test out FSR as well, and we'll see if 40 FPS is achievable at the medium settings. Major stuttering in this section, not great. Got some money. Got the ammo as well. And I think I'm just going to go for it. Later, dude. Here we go. Burn. Yeah. Not too bad, actually. Oh, getting pretty bad now. 32 FPS is the lowest. 31 FPS is the lowest. No, the alligator. What are you doing? Come back. Oh, he's done. I killed my only friend. Oh, it's so stuttery. Burn. Rat. I should probably heal up though. Hold on a second. Yeah, let's smoke some. Oh! Okay, I didn't see that one coming. Okay. Dude, this guy loves going into the fire. You gotta relax, man. Look at you. You're getting cooked. So the game can fall as low as 31 FPS in this section, and that's why I would go with a 30 FPS cap in this mode instead of playing at 40 FPS like the low settings. Boom. Okay. Not too bad. It's definitely playable in my opinion, but I think I would rather use FSR to get more FPS out of the system. Alright, now going into settings, advanced settings, and FSR. We're going to enable it, and we're going to use the quality preset, I think, for the medium settings. Okay, here we go. 40 FPS to begin with. This is a good start. It feels like the low settings now. We are getting some blurriness in the distance and some weird smearing going on with the foliage. But again, FSR 1.0 isn't the greatest. But if you want to get the extra FPS, this might be the way to do it. So although we can get 40 FPS quite easily at this point, we do have some dips into the mid 30s. It's for a split second, so it's not a major issue. So I'm just letting you guys know that it does happen. It's not a consistent 40 FPS at all times. Julio, there you are. I've been waiting for you. Ow, I just tripped on my horse. Hey, let's go. We should fall down to the 30s anyway in this section, like the low settings was. Boom! Oh my god, that's insane. Love it. So our lowest FPS right now was around 33 or 32 instead of 31. And we had a major stutter down into the mid 20s, I believe, for a split second. So yeah, kind of disappointing to be honest. But on average, you will be getting 40 FPS with these settings. Let's move on to the high settings now, which will be worse than this, obviously. And see how the Steam Deck does. Alright, let's do it. And here's the high settings. There we go. And let's jump into it. Now, playing at the high settings, I can't really see a major jump in quality either, to be honest. It all looks the same, with slight improvements, obviously, with each preset. I think for me personally, the low settings is the way to go on the Steam Deck. The medium and high settings, not really worth it for me. And using FSR, you're losing a bit of quality anyway, so how much are you gaining from the preset itself, you know? And let's go. Plug the flamethrower. Feels kind of laggy, to be honest. Go away. Go home, baby. 28 is the lowest. So the FPS is in the playable range, but the stuttering is far too intense for it to be enjoyable and playable. Playing with balanced FSR, the FPS is improved by a little bit. We're sitting in the mid-30s / the low 30s now instead of the high 20s and low 30s. But the game looks very ugly. We lost all the quality that we gained from the actual preset. Everything is smearing around and very blurry in general. Okay, let's move on to the optimal settings now and see what we can get there. Hopefully 40 FPS though. And playing at the optimized settings, I went with a mix of low, medium, and high. There we are with that. I've gone ahead and unplugged the Steam Deck as well, so we can see the battery life of the system. As you can see right now, we're pulling around 22 watts of power, but it can go as high as 25 watts, which will be giving us around an hour 40 minutes to an hour 50 minutes of gameplay time, which is pretty decent. And for our FPS, we're going to be sitting in the 40s / the mid 50s. Not bad at all, to be honest, not bad at all. Sort of Molotov real quick. There we go. Start the fire up. As you can see, we're holding 40 FPS the whole time, which is fantastic. Now playing at 30 FPS, the game honestly feels kind of fine, to be honest. It's not as bad as I was expecting it to be versus 50 FPS or 40 FPS. And the battery life is going to be far better as well. We're going to be getting around 2.5 hours of gameplay time, a bit more actually depending on where you are, which is far better than playing at 40 or 50 FPS. So there you go. It's really up to you what you want to go with. If you're playing the game portably without a power bank or any way to plug your Steam Deck, then play at 30 FPS. But if you don't care about that, then play the game at 40 FPS or 50 FPS, and the game will be far more responsive and should have a good time regardless. Alright, finally, let's go ahead and play the game in docked mode, and we'll have the video from there. And finally, for the dock settings, we're playing at 900p at the optimal settings with FSR at the ultra quality preset. The game looks great, to be honest. A bit blurry, but it will pass. And we are sitting in the 40s right now. Not too bad. See how we do with the stutters and FPS tips. Throw the Molotov. Yeah, there we go. Alright, falling down to the low 40s now from the mid to high 40s. Again, it's fine. Very playable. The game's not stuttering either. Lowest FPS was around 37, I believe, or 35. In that farm scene when I was burning everything down. But on average, we're going to be sitting in the 40s. And even up into the 50s if you're lucky. So yeah, there we have it. Far Cry 6 on the Steam Deck. It runs beautifully, to be honest. Ideally go with the optimal settings that I made. If not, then play at the low settings or a mix of low and medium. And FSR the ultra quality preset. And you get 40 FPS just fine. And if you're going to be playing the game portably, then play with a 30 FPS cap. And the game should last quite a bit as well. I think that's about it. Thank you so much for you guys enjoyed. I'll catch you guys next time for the next video. See you guys there.